Good evening and welcome to the Papillion La Vista Community Schools Board of Education meeting for October 13th. Let's rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of Thank you. Roll call, please.
Miss Butler.
Here.
Mr. Madler.
Here.
Miss Witt.
Here.
Mr. Lotus.
Here.
Miss Wood.
Here.
I would make a motion to excuse Mr. Skip Bailey from this evening's meeting.
Second.
I have a motion from Ms. Wood and a second by Mr. Madler to excuse Mr. Bailey from tonight's meeting. Can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Madler.
Yes.
Miss Witt.
Yes.
Mr. Lotus.
Yes.
Miss Wood.
Yes.
Miss Butler.
Yes.
Before we begin tonight, please note that the Open Meetings Act is posted at the front of the door. We'll begin with the communications and recognitions. Dr. Rickley, please.
We don't have any formal recognitions this evening. We had one on the agenda that I'm going to get to in my superintendent's report, and the reason we didn't put it on the agenda is it was a big secret until 8 o'clock this morning. So if I can keep the board in just a bit of, keep you hanging for just a few more minutes, but I do have something exciting to share, but we didn't want to put it on the agenda, so if, with the board's permission, I'll cover that during my superintendent's report.
We love surprises. Okay, then we'll go on to our student council report. Maggie Novak.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Maggie Novak. I am the president of the Papillion La Vista Student Council. My vice president is out of town, so she can't be here tonight, so it's just going to be me. A couple updates from our student council itself. We threw another successful homecoming. This year our theme was Hollywood, and at the last minute we moved it to the North Gym, but we got a lot of good feedback from both students and admin about the decorations and setup of everything, so we're planning on keeping it in the North Gym moving forward. Today, our student council attended the state student council convention hosted at Papillion La Vista South. It was a lot of fun. We got to communicate and share ideas with other student councils and attend a couple breakout sessions, which was awesome. And then we have a leaf raking event on November 2nd, where we're going to be cleaning up the neighborhood around Terra Heights Elementary School, sorry. Updates from our building. The outdoor classroom was completed, so we have an outside classroom with tables and some shaded area, so we can now host a class outside, which is really cool. Not necessarily teach a lesson because there's no whiteboards or anything, but activities where students are able to move around and things is going to be awesome to have outside. Our construction in the auditorium was completed, so we have new seats, sound, and a stage, which hosted our first choir concert of the season, which went well. The PLCS band competed at Papillion La Vista South competition. They're led by Believer and Achiever nominee Vicky Wu, who is also our homecoming queen. They're doing well this season and are going to continue to compete in competitions. We're ending near the end of our fall season for sports, so cross country, softball, golf are either in districts or state this week. Tennis as well. Football and volleyball won't finish up till November, but they're still competing and doing well. We had some couple ACT practice days, so the sophomores and juniors skipped their normal routine and did a practice ACT, while the seniors and freshmen kind of went along with their normal schedule. That's just to get them comfortable with the ACT format and get some practice in before the real test in March. That's a good initiative they started last year, which I got to partake in. It definitely helps to see the test beforehand instead of being surprised during the actual ACT. And then DECA brought back our school bookstore, so they never had that before, and this year they started selling sweatshirts and things. They also sell Otis Spunkmeyer cookies as a way to raise money for DECA. They're making a lot of sales, and they sell out almost every time, so they're definitely excited about that. And then Empower Her raised over $400 at the last football game by selling wristbands and photo opportunities for Project Pink to raise awareness for breast cancer. So that's just a couple updates from our school. Any questions for you guys?
No question, but a little birdie. Did you guys win a few awards today at the State Student Council Convention?
Yes, we won closest because it was hosted at South. But then I had to leave, so I don't know what other award. Yeah, I had a doctor's appointment, so I don't know what other awards we won.
Yeah, they were named one of the outstanding student councils. I think they received an award for Make-A-Wish, and Miss Kimball also was one of the nominated advisors for State Advisor of the Year. So she was one of those that got to go up on stage to be recognized.
Very nice.
Well, and Maggie, and that was an outstanding report, but thank you especially for coming in on a day off. I know that with heading back to school tomorrow, you probably had other places you would have loved to have been, but coming in and delivering a report is much appreciated, so well done.
And you don't need to hang around unless you want to. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Next item is reports. First up is Superintendent.
Thank you very much, Ms. Witt, members on the board, and happy Monday, everyone. For our audience members that are here in person, thank you for being here. For those that are watching online, thank you for engaging with your community and your Board of Education. Today represents the end of first quarter. We say at every single start of the school year, the first semester, first quarter, but first semester even is just a blur. It's amazing how fast it goes. We celebrated the end of the quarter mark by having all staff off on Friday, all students, of course, as well. Today, staff return for a professional development day. Students are off. Students return tomorrow. In addition to this being a professional development day, we had the semi-annual para-conference. And I just want to congratulate Dr. Settles and her team, Dr. Bell, and others who helped put that conference together. So we offer it once in the first semester, once in second semester, and we rotate it around between different district locations. It's staggering the amount of work that goes into one of these conferences. It always has a theme. There's always lots of food. The training is provided in-house by our own staff. I was able to hit about 5 or 7 different sessions, and they're very far-reaching. They're everything from how to deal with student behavior. We had a session dedicated to sign language. I attended a session with new mental health coordinator Stephanie Hazing on how to identify and support students that are going through trauma. Just lots of different strategies that paras can take back to their buildings and use tomorrow. So not only is it a great community building event, it's a great way for our paras to connect with one another. It's a great training opportunity, and heaven knows we can always use more of that. So just, again, Dr. Settles, to you and your team, thanks for all the good work that you did there. Also wanted to remind the community and the board that we've got a couple of additional family engagement opportunities coming up on Wednesday and Saturday. Wednesday, 5:30 at Monarch, Saturday, 9 o'clock at Titan. We are doing a viewing. It is open to students, it is open to parents, it's open to community members, it is open to staff. In fact, the staff qualify for some professional development credit if they attend. The viewing of the film is called Screenagers, Under the Influence. I haven't personally seen the film yet. It's approximately 70 minutes long. Has a particular emphasis on the dangers of social media, but it also talks about some of the other issues that our teens are dealing with today that they didn't deal with even a generation ago. So some really great tools for our parents, our educators, community members that are just interested in how this next generation of students is dealing with some of these challenges. Again, this Wednesday at Monarch, this Saturday at Titan. They are identical showings. You don't have to be a Monarch to show up to the Monarch. You don't have to be a Titan to show up at the Titan showing. Come one, come all, we'll gladly have you. Also today, besides it being para-conference and professional development day, we had a staff welcome back at Hickory Hill Elementary. So we had not only the founding principal, Jim Malonis, attend, we had former building secretaries, former paraeducators, former teachers that were just going up and down the hallways at Hickory Hill, and they just could not believe it was the same building that opened in 1985. It is a beautiful building, the lighting, the flooring, the paint, the way we've reconfigured some of the classrooms. It's just a very gorgeous building, and it was fun to be able to see some of the original staff that made it the outstanding building that it is today. Also wanted to remind the board and our community that we have our second community closet event of the year. It is this Saturday at La Vista Middle School. The particular focus is on winter clothing. So think scarves, think gloves, think winter jackets. This is done in collaboration with the city of La Vista, who has been an outstanding partner in doing coat drives for us. I don't know how many coats we'll give away, but it'll be several hundred based on past history. So again, 9 o'clock at La Vista Middle School Community Closet event. And the event that I originally had under recognition that I was prompted to pull. So we were at Anderson Grove Elementary School this morning for a really special ceremony. We had Lisa Wood, our own board member, Lisa Wood. We had Pam Lowndes, recently retired principal at Prairie Queen Elementary, and all of the Anderson Grove staff, and they didn't know what was going on either, so it was kind of a fun opportunity to surprise them. Anderson Grove was awarded the U.S. Special Olympic Committee National Banner Unified Champion designation. So the board knows all what that is, but if we have community members at home, you may not be aware. So the United States Special Olympic Committee has this program. It's a nationwide program that allows individual buildings, not necessarily districts, but individual school buildings to be recognized as basically friendly to students with disabilities, which has strong implications for the U.S. Special Olympic team. It's special for a whole bunch of reasons. We had the first 2 Class A high schools in the state, Titan first, Monarch second, that received this designation. Pam Lowndes, when she was at Prairie Queen Elementary, was the first PLCS elementary school that received this designation. So AG is now our second. There are only 20 such schools in the state of Nebraska, so we are an extremely select company. So it was fun to be there. Lisa, thanks for being part of the celebration. Super proud of Ms. Moorhead, Principal Brooke Moorhead, and the entire team that put it together. You may recall that Anderson Grove was also the first elementary school in the district to receive the Purple Star designation. Papillion La Vista South also received it the same year. So they're an innovative building. They're not afraid to push the envelope. They're not afraid to go through a little bit of extra work for their kids and community, and we could not be prouder of them. So if you see Brooke or anybody from Anderson Grove and the Fighting Quail Nation, please offer them a hearty congratulations. And with that, Ms. Witt, I would conclude my superintendent's report.
Thank you. I recall being there for liaison lunch, and they were talking about their unified sport program, and that they had more people, almost double the number, volunteer to participate than they expected. So it was really well-deserved, I believe, so congratulations. Okay, next we have board member reports.
All right. I had a liaison lunch last week at Prairie Queen with Dr. Rickley and Dr. Siri and the team from Prairie Queen, including a few teachers, some counselors, school psych, the lead teacher, and obviously Seth, the principal. So we had a fantastic discussion. They came at us with different questions than we had been seeing, and so the focus was more on, as that building has been at capacity for years, and the first question was like, what do you think about when you hear Prairie Queen Elementary? And we went through lots of descriptions and discussion, and I just said, well, aren't you excited for next August when, for the first time in a very long time, you may not be at capacity. So they were more interested in just where the district was going. So we had a good discussion led by Dr. Siri on where we were at with our strategic planning process. And she kind of laid the roadmap for the rest of the plan going forward. So that was a great discussion. They asked some really, really good questions. Spent quite a bit of time just talking about what the future of teaching looks like in terms of numbers, what do the pipelines look like, what does our district look like. We're always pleased to state that, for full-time in-classroom teaching positions, we started the year full. Obviously, as you Ms. Witt always say, we're always looking for paras. If you're looking for something, we do have openings. Please contact HR if you do. And other just hard-to-fill positions. So they were very interested in that. Talked about some things going on at the state level, as well as they wanted to kind of hear about our vision for what early childhood education looks like going forward. So really fantastic. We probably could have spent another couple of hours with that group having a very good conversation. So again, thanks to Prairie Queen for hosting. It'd been a little while. I was at that building. My niece and nephew went to Prairie Queen, so they're no longer there, so it was good to be back.
Those were tough questions. Anyone else?
I can share. I had a liaison luncheon at Golden Hills a couple weeks ago. We talked about a lot of their accomplishments, but I guess what I want to highlight is that they are celebrating their 50th anniversary. They opened in 1975, so congrats to them.
Anyone else? No? Moving on to committee reports, Building, Grounds, and Finance.
We just met this last Friday. A lot of the discussion was the ongoing bond projects, talking through where they are in the process and the handful of projects that still need to get going. I think we'll have a couple more items coming up for bids here in the next couple months. And then spent time talking through potential land purchase, figuring out what areas would make sense for the next middle school, which was also part of the last bond project. So trying to narrow in on where we think that would make the most sense for the district. That's it.
Thank you. Human Resources and Student Services.
We have not met since the last meeting, but we do have a initial meeting to start negotiation discussions coming up here in 2 weeks.
Thank you. And finally, Curriculum and Americanism.
Yes, we met on September 30th, and at that time, Dr. Siri gave us an update. The state of Nebraska did receive a comprehensive literacy state development grant, and of that funds, our district received around $400,000. And many things have been put in place using those funds. We've hired a literacy coordinator, and they're focusing on the science of reading training of teachers. Preschool's going to start working on a modified toolbox. At the secondary level, the grants are going to focus on literacy interventions. Literacy nights will be hosted, and we also have some facilitators that will be going to a conference in Chicago. So a lot of great things happening in the district with those funds. We also had an update. One of our schools, one of our elementary schools, is classified as being in the comprehensive support and improvement level through AQuest, which allows us to give some additional support, and we're able to receive some additional funds to support that school as they work to continue to develop and grow. They're using their funds to also look at coordination of intervention efforts. We will have a Rule 10 audit that's coming up in early December, 2nd through the 4th. And at that time, we'll have NDE staff coming on site and visiting our high schools, both high schools and some of our middle schools and elementary schools. And then we will receive more information about that in the future. As far as our strategic plan, later tonight, Dr. Siri will give us an update on our mission statement, but there's also work being done with the action plan teams and training of the leaders of that. Last year, during the frameworks accreditation visit, we received feedback around our SIP goals, and so all buildings have successfully had ongoing goals for their buildings, but now we're starting to look at a more consistent and standardized framework to look and utilize. The last group of staff that will be getting new devices is our classified staff, and so currently they're reviewing possible replacement devices, and we'll be adding approximately 250 devices in the near future for our classified folks. And finally, there will be an open position in the curriculum department, and so at the end of this year or sometime in the spring, we'll be looking for a new director of curriculum and secondary education. That's it.
Thank you very much.
Oh, and Ms. Witt, sorry, I don't, because we have that new ad hoc committee on the in-district transfers option enrollment. Because we met, do we have to bring it up at the full board meeting? Like, should we discuss that committee meeting as well? I'm not sure how that works.
I think it's on the agenda as far as the option enrollment resolution. Is
Okay,
that part of
we
it?
Indirectly, I think if there's questions or if there's comments
Yeah,
from the board.
I just wasn't sure if, because we met, if we had to share, and I just thought of it,
It's a
sorry.
great question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
It is a different item? Okay, never
But
mind.
if you have questions as a board member that are even tangentially related, that is up to you to ask that
Yeah.
question. We'd be absolutely prepared to answer those questions. So thank you for that.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to action items, we have action by consent. Do we have a motion?
I will move that we approve the action by consent items as outlined in the agenda.
Second.
Thank you. I have a motion by Ms. Woods and a second by Mr. Madler. Any discussion? Roll call?
Ms. Witt,
Yes.
Mr. Lotus,
Yes.
Ms. Wood,
Yes.
Ms. Butler,
Yes.
Mr. Mather.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Next item is the property tax levy resolution for 2025 through 26. Mr. Richards.
Thank you, Ms. Witt. Good evening, everybody. Tonight, we conclude a summer of meetings and hearings with our final property tax ask for 25-26. We are asking from the general fund to be $92,272,726. From the total bond fund, we have $17,650,505. And from the special building fund, $1,616,162. The levy does drop to $1.96547 with this property tax request. And at this point, the administration recommends the board approve the property tax ask resolution as presented.
I'll make the motion to approve the attached tax request resolution for the 2025-26 school year as presented.
I'll second.
Thank you. I have a motion by Mr. Madler and a second by Mr. Lotus. Do we have any discussion or questions?
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to Mr. Richards and the staff and the team. I know this is a long process. Here we are in October, and these conversations started months and months ago, so it's a long process. I'm glad we got here. And, you know, I think you and the team and the administration as a whole do a great job in trying to balance the needs of the community, the expectations of us, of this district, from our community, along with, you know, the burden that we do put on the taxpayers to try to meet those expectations. So thank you for, again, the team putting this together. I'm looking forward to getting it passed.
Thank you. Thanks to the Board of Education, too, for all your time and participation and input on the process as well.
Yeah, and I just want to echo Mr. Madler, you know, having sat on the Buildings, Grounds, and Finance Committee for years now. You know, the administration listens very carefully to our feedback on, again, what the expectations we're hearing from our community, from our students, from our staff, and finding a way to balance that with also either over the last 7-8 years, either keeping the levy equal or being able to utilize some of the new state dollars and different things to really take our task of managing property taxes, as it's a crucial issue in the state of Nebraska, and finding a way to do our best part to lower that levy almost every year over the last 7 or 8 years. So really appreciate the administration and especially your team, Mr. Richards, and aligning us with the goals that the board and the subcommittee have, and again, finding a way to decrease when costs for everything, including teachers and pencils and computers and building new buildings, continues to increase. You found a way to keep a very balanced budget and reduce the levy once again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mr. Lotus,
Yes.
Ms. Wood,
Yes.
Ms. Butler,
Yes.
Mr. Mather,
Yes.
Ms. Witt.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Next action item, the Papillion-La Vista Community Schools Mission Statement Update. Dr. Siri. I love saying that, by the way.
Good evening. Okay, so as you recall, at our board retreat, I shared with you some of the work that was done by the Community Advisory Committee that was formed as part of the strategic plan development that we are currently working on. And one of the tasks that they are charged with is to evaluate the mission statement for the district and make sure that it still aligns and if it needs changed or updates. And as we discussed at that meeting, the mission statement really just had 2 minor changes. And so tonight I bring that back in front of you with a recommendation that we approve these 2 changes, the changing of 2 words in order to tweak our mission statement to make it more aligned with actually where we feel we are as a district. So if you have questions or additional comments, I'm happy to try to answer those for you.
I just appreciate the work that you've already done as we've started this strategic round. And, you know, these 2 words, it seems maybe not important, but I think that words do matter. And I think that the discussion that was held by the group of people was very purposeful and intentional, and that these 2 words do meet the changes that I think the group felt was necessary to not maybe improve our mission, but to maybe closer align it to what we see as our goals moving forward. So thank you.
Do we have a motion for this action item?
I'll make a motion to adopt the recommended changes to the current mission statement.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Ms. Wood and a second by Mr. Lotus. Any further discussion? I just want to say that as it is continually looked at and reviewed, it's always improved. And these improvements also have meaning the way that they've been changed. So thank you for that effort. Roll call.
Ms. Wood,
Yes.
Ms. Butler,
Yes.
Mr. Madler.
Yes.
Ms. Witt,
Yes,
Mr. Lotus,
Yes.
motion carried.
thank you. Our next action item is open enrollment resolution. Ms. Siri, or Ms.
I will take
Stoller.
that one.
Oh.
Yep.
Where'd she, I'm walking and she's not here. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yep,
Yourselves.
I'm here in Missy's place this evening. So as we discussed last time, this is an annual resolution that the board does take. So as we've met with our board subcommittee and looked at the various trends that we've had with growth, as well as the tools that we need to use to be able to open a new school, we have determined that we have 3 schools that would meet capacity guidelines established by the board. That would be Prairie Queen Elementary, the new Lincoln View Elementary, and Ashbury Elementary. Not super unusual to see this, as 2 of those, Prairie Queen and Ashbury, have been our largest growth, fastest growth elementaries in these last several years. And then as we begin to open Lincoln View, planning just well in advance for staffing and making sure that we don't have a situation where we're opening a building with too small or too few students. And same thing with, that one's very important with planning with Prairie Queen as well, with Prairie Queen feeding into Lincoln View. So it's a management tool that's available for you to be able to utilize with the guidelines established by the board. So it would be unavailable for option enrollment and in-district transfers unless there's an exception that has been determined, and those exceptions are laid out as well. The great news on that is we certainly will be able to make other choices as options available to applicants that we get. So no changes on this since you last heard it at the last meeting.
Thank you. And we know that with the opening of a new elementary school, that doesn't mean that the capacity at the feeder school may or may not be optioned depending on the staffing issue. So there are many things that go into consideration when you're making those recommendations. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the option enrollment resolution for the 2026-27 school year as presented.
Second.
Thank you. I have a motion by Mr. Lotus and a second by Mr. Madler. Any further discussion?
Dr. Settles, just in case someone is out there that is not currently a member of the district that is potentially looking to option, can you just high level talk through what that process would be for those families?
Yeah, so that's already open now, and we're already receiving those applications. We do process those beginning on March 15th, but then the application remains open, and we see all the way to the start of the school year, people applying. And it's a simple application. It's on the district website, and there's a variety of things that people mark off on there regarding their statuses and what their needs are, the buildings. But when you option into a school district, not a particular school. There is a possibility people will request specific schools, though, too.
Thanks.
No further discussion? Motion, please? Oh, I'm sorry, roll call?
Ms. Butler?
Yes.
Mr. Madler?
Yes.
Ms. Witt?
Yes,
Mr. Lotus?
Yes.
Ms. Wood?
Yes.
Motion carried.
thank you. Next action item is custodial contract tentative agreement. Dr. Settles.
Thank you. Yes, no additional changes on this either, but as you are aware, there is a recommended increase of 3.94% in year one and 3.8% in year two in this two-year agreement for our custodial, warehouse, and drivers. And their health and dental plan options remain the same, reflecting the increase that we did see of 5.49% in our plan cost. They also received $25 extra for their uniform allowance at $225. Their personal leave and bereavement leave did experience slight changes based on several other groups, and we wanted to fall in line on those pieces. This agreement would take effect immediately, and then the November 15th paycheck would reflect back pay from September 1st onward.
Thank you. Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve a two-year agreement for custodial, warehouse, and drivers, including a wage increase of 3.94% in year one and 3.8% in year two, with all other provisions as presented.
Second.
Thank you. I have a motion by Mr. Lotus and a second by Mr. Madler. Any further discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Madler?
Yes.
Ms. Witt?
Yes,
Mr. Lotus?
Yes.
Ms. Wood?
Yes.
Ms. Butler?
Yes.
Motion carried.
thank you. Our last action item tonight is voluntary separation application for approval. Dr. Settles.
Yep, on this one, no changes other than the dates have been updated to reflect the 25-26 school year. You already participated in the discussion where you heard that the subcommittee from HR and Student Services recommended a max of 15, and if there are any more than that, I would bring that to the subcommittee to determine whether or not we should bring more applications to you. But we do have 76 people eligible this year for early retirement, and I have begun having those meetings, and I'll keep subcommittee updated on number of applications, and then December 1st is the deadline for those.
Thank you. Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve annual updates of policy 4143, temporary early retirement incentive policy.
Second.
Thank you. I have a motion by Mr. Lotus and a second by Ms. Butler. Any further discussion? Roll call?
Ms. Witt?
Yes,
Mr. Lotus?
Yes.
Ms. Wood?
Yes.
Ms. Butler?
Yes.
Mr. Madler?
Yes.
Motion carried.
thank you. Moving on to discussion information items, the staffing and student enrollment update. Dr. Settles.
Yep, thank you. So did just want to provide you an update. As you know, October 1 is our big date that is used every year with our state reporting. That is not yet the official count. It is ongoing, and then you'll hear from me in early January, possibly even in December, with what our official count ends up. But knowing that we're pretty well close to being there as the state data is submitted this month, wanted just to kind of give you an idea of where we landed. So at elementary, middle, and high school, we did see growth at each of those levels. So you'll see in the first column, as of last Friday, 10-10, where we were sitting at each of the levels, elementary, middle, and high school. So we saw a growth of 23 at elementary, 27 at middle school, and 28 at high schools. So total K-12 growth was at plus 78. Preschool is the one that we see the most changes on throughout the year. At this time, we actually are a little bit down in our preschool, just 21 students less than last year, but that makes our total pre-K through 12 a growth of 57 students from this past year, and as of October 10th, 12,126 students. Again, we'll get you an update further on that, but I think we're getting pretty close. This is growth we like to see. It's growth that looks like it falls in line with some of the trends that we expected to see with the previous studies that have been done. Also wanted to just share a little bit about staffing for you. So we were able to fill all of our classroom teacher positions. Sometimes we have ongoing needs throughout the year, and thus far we've been able to fill those. We did fill all of our special education teaching positions as well. When I last reported to you, we still had a position open in special education. We have now filled that, plus we have used a growth in special education as well, as this is a popular place for people to send their students with special needs, and so we have continued to have some move-ins and things like that, and Dr. Voisin and her team do a great job of evaluating that every single month and making recommendations to us. We are still doing ongoing recruiting for a school psychologist position. We've already begun looking for next year for our school psychologist and our speech pathologist position. We have school nurse, one position open. We actually just had an interview for that though, so maybe some news coming on that soon. Health paras, paras in general always are a regular need, but health paras being a little bit more specialized. We have also started hiring some of our behavior techs. So those are ones that we're able to be pretty highly selective in though, as the level of experience and skill in the area of behavior techniques is very important. So we have 2 already hired for that and have some more interviews set up. And then I don't have it on the list, but we do currently also have 3 food service openings. So that's also one that we see some ongoing needs, but are great for people who are looking for something like between 2 and 6 hours. So some of them are part-time needs. So that's where we currently are at on our staffing. Any questions at all?
Dr. Settles, when we do the pre-K number, is that the students, our 3 and 4-year-olds that are coming in, or does that include the birth to 3 as well?
Yep, that number includes all of the special education that are in that birth to 3 and the preschool.
Okay, thank you.
I had a question on the behavior techs. How many are you looking to hire total?
So behavior techs is the area that when we have our person that is working on getting behavior, the BCBA certification, when she has completed with that, we will be able to supervise our own registered behavior techs without her being completed in that yet, and she's really close. She's at the testing phase of it, but it's a long process. So we have identified also some paras in the schools who have a specific interest in behavior and some specific skill in the area of behavior, and she will be able to take them through some additional training. So we'll be able to offer that here, and as well as bring in some outside resources for them. Right now, we decided we're starting kind of slow with this as we bring that on, but it's one that I wouldn't be surprised if you see some additional recommendations come as, but we would also have to do some additional staffing adjustments elsewhere.
Dr. Settles, you may not know this off the top of your head, but when somebody receives that BCBA certification, is there a maximum load of behavior techs that he or she is qualified? Is it 5, is it 10, or is there an upper threshold on what they
So-
can supervise?
Yeah, great question. So I do believe there's a maximum of RBTs that they can supervise, because there are a certain number of hours required each week for them to have specifically with the RBT. With the behavior tech spot, that is one that does not require the license of the RBT. So perhaps that one's just a little bit different, and some of our behavior coaches as well as our school psychologists would have some experience to be able to help supervise them as well. Right now, they're a part of our team, so we're placing them in some of the areas with some higher needs, with some specific cases. I believe at the most, last year, we had 4.
Thank you. No other questions? We'll move on to no public comment tonight and future board calendar. On October 14th, liaison lunch at Ideal with myself. And which administrators coming? Dr. Siri? Woo-hoo. October 17th, liaison lunch at Anderson Grove for Mr. Madler. October 18th, community closet free winter coat event again at La Vista Middle School. And I noticed on Facebook that Cavalry Christian Church donated like car-sized bags of
They're
coats.
enormous. 3
Yeah.
bags, but they're enormous bags.
Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you, Cavalry Christian Church and family and friends from that area. On October 21st, liaison breakfast, not lunch, at Patriot with Miss Wood. And on October 27th is our next Board of Education meeting at 6 p.m. here in the central office. Dr. Rickley, I have one more question. At 5:30 at Papillion La Vista High School for that screening, will you be serving popcorn?
Spike and Ike's is actually my candy of choice, but we do have a district-operated popcorn machine, so I don't know if that's going to be made available, but if my bosses tell me it'll be made available, then it'll be made available. So how about that, Ms. Webb?
Well, food always brings people in, so.
Yes, it does.
Seeing no further business, we will adjourn the meeting at 6:41 p.m. Thank you. And thank you, Stephanie and Dr. V and Matt over there you are, for being here tonight and helping us.